All right, so now that we have some foundational knowledge of kind of understanding what our academy and pathway model is and how it works and why we have it and all that good stuff, um, we're going to start researching and exploring each individual academy and each individual pathway that goes in that academy and the careers that go with it and just some different offerings and opportunities that go with that. Okay. So I want to walk you through that process on what that will look like for you. All right. So when we do this, we're going to take it pathway by pathway. All right. And so the first one we'll do here is healthcare. And so the three resources that you need each time we learn about a pathway will be listed on this slide. Okay. So it says classroom, module 3, and then you need your academy exploration slideshow. Okay. So I go to module 3. And it is called Academy of Medical Sciences and Education slideshow. And I open that up. Okay, so all of you will have a copy of this. I'll put my first and last name. I'll put my seminar block there. And then we are working on healthcare. Okay, so there are 5 slides for healthcare. Okay, so there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, 4, and 5. And then the next slide starts with a different pathway. So we're not working on that today. Okay. So we have 5 different slides for each pathway. All right. Go back to my slideshow here. It says the second thing that I need is to open up the informational slideshow for that assigned pathway. Excuse me. And the way that I do that is from the pathway exploration drive folder. Okay, so I go back to module 3, pathway exploration drive folder. I open up that folder. There's only one slideshow in there right now. Okay, as we go through the process, I will continue to add the other ones that you need, and you'll need to find the appropriate one for that day. But for today, it's just the one. Okay, it's healthcare, right? So I open that up. And then lastly, says that I need Zello through Clever. And I'm going to hover over Explore, click Careers, and use the search bar. Okay, so Clever. Hover over Explore, go to Careers. I'm going to use the search bar up here. Okay. All right. So I have everything that I need open. All right. The objective, it says to use and complete the pathway exploration slideshow to guide you through learning about the pathway and research at least 3 careers. Critically and thoroughly explore and research all the pathway offerings. And this process is for you to be able to make an educated decision on your pathway and academy selection at the end of this unit, end of this semester. Okay. So when I go to look at what work I actually need to do, the first thing it says is it's asking me questions about the pathway course names for our actual healthcare pathway. Okay. So I'm not going to find that in Zello, right? This is about careers. So I use this right here, right? The healthcare slideshow. And if you look on the second slide here, grade 10 pathway course, okay, Foundations of Medical Sciences. So I copy the name of that. It's fine to copy the name. The rest of this stuff we won't copy, okay? Do the same for grade 11 and then the same for grade 12, right? Those names are right there. Okay. Get rid of that. Then we are going to list 2 things that the student should expect to learn in this course. You are not copying and pasting these 2 bullet points. I want you to actually type them out, okay? So when I when I read through what I'm supposed to learn about here, okay, I may put something like learning about support services and research, okay? So I could type that for my first thing, okay? And then the second thing may be certified in CPR and first aid. So that would be my second thing. Then I'm done with that one. Then I go to the next one. Read through it, figure out 2 different things that you are supposed to learn from that course, and then type them in your own words, not copying and pasting them. Okay. I don't need you to be able to show me that you know how to use the copy and paste feature on your computer. I need you to be able to tell me in your own words 2 different things that you're supposed to learn for each grade level course in this pathway. Okay. All right. Then on the second slide for this day, it says find 3 careers that fit into this pathway from Xello Explore Careers and answer the requested information. Okay, so if I just go into Xello here and I type in healthcare, career, 9 results. Okay, so let's see what comes up. You get to choose which careers that you think fit best. Okay, let's see. There are, if we go back to this slideshow real fast, okay, there are some other information that you're going to want to use, okay? Even if you don't necessarily need it for your slideshow right away, you will need some of it here in a moment. This is just good for your learning. But on this slide right here for the high wage, high skill, high demand careers, and we've talked about those 3 things already. Here's some example careers that you might look for in Xello, okay? That's not all the careers that exist within the healthcare field, right? There's hundreds and hundreds of them, but these are some of the ones that likely will show up in Xello, okay? So you could search for those and research those, okay? So it does give you that. It also gives you some information about dual enrollment courses, some electives that we offer that would be good for healthcare students that are looking at pursuing college, organizations that we have here at GISH, the different things that you would need along your way, depending on how long you are or how deep into your education you're planning on going. Okay. Some videos from your instructors that teach that course. Okay, so you would need to look through all of that. But in terms of Xello, we could look through for these things, right? So if I wanted to maybe be a pharmacist, if I come over here, search bar, okay, pharmacist right there. Okay, so I'll use that one for my first one here. Okay, career name, well, it's pharmacist, right? Okay, we're good there. We can copy and paste that. Provide a 2-sentence in your own words description on this career. Okay, well, here's a big long description right there with a few paragraphs, more than a few. I need you in 2 sentences to describe what that career is like. Okay. The next thing it asks you, I'm going to get rid of that. Okay. The next thing it asks is the demand statistics and explanation info. Okay, so that's right here. Okay. So it's in high demand and it's supposed to grow by 5.4% from this year. Okay. So however you want to type that, don't just copy and paste it. Okay. But however you want to type that information in, you're going to put that there. Median salary. Okay. Median meaning middle, not necessarily the average, but typically pretty close to the average, right? But median salary. Okay. This stuff, you don't need it for your slideshow, but I would still read through it. It's good for your learning. Okay, working conditions, same thing. Okay, earnings. Nebraska, median salary, $133,340 $340 a year. Okay, so that's what I would put right there. Okay, so I would put that per year. Not bad. Okay, just like that. Okay. And then there's a section for important education and training information. Okay. So if I scroll down, Again, not necessary, but I would read through this all. This is very important information for you. Okay, and then there's education and training here. Okay, so if I click read more, there's a lot of information for you there. Okay, so most careers are going to follow that same sequence of that information. If there's some information that doesn't show up as far as like demand and statistics or median salary, you might have to Google that information. But I would say like 90% of the careers that you're going to look at in Zillow for all of our pathways and academies, all of this will show up. Okay, so I do that for pharmacist. Then I would pick a different career for career number 2, and then a different one for number 3, right? Using that list of careers that is on this informational slideshow. Okay, so I've done those slides. Then the last one, if this were the pathway that you were assigned for next year, what is one thing that you would enjoy about it? And what is one thing you feel like you would be good at? Okay, so use complete sentences, something you would enjoy, something you'd be good at in that pathway. Okay, so that's probably where you're going to need to use some of this information about what you're going to be learning about, the different skills and classes and things you take, and then maybe listening to the instructors talk. And then the second question, what about this pathway seems challenging to you or makes you disinterested in it? Okay, again, use the information available to you. And then you'd be done with healthcare. Okay, so we'll follow that same structure for all of the pathways that we learn about. We'll have some other things that we do along the way to learn about pathways and the academies and activities and all that sort of stuff. But we will follow the same structure to learn about each pathway. That way you get a similar or same experience for all the pathways. Okay.